Today, I'm going to show you guys how to get as many good versus evil huges as humanly possible. And as always, everybody, your time is incredibly valuable, so you know what? I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I'm going to go over everything in this event so you guys can hatch as many of those huges as possible, because you know what? This is definitely one of the best, if not the best, free-to-play friendly event that Pet Sim 99 has ever had. I'm looking at you, Backrooms. And if you don't care about anything about this event and you just want to skip to the end and get to the loadout, then you guys can go ahead and do that as well. So before we go into this amazing door right here and start going over all the stuff in this event, let's talk about what the actual odds are for all the huge pets in this event. And a big shout out to Kopi on Twitter. So the huge avenging griffin and the huge evil imp obviously have the exact same chances at 1 in 16.6 million. And yes, that's quite a bit. That's a pretty rare huge, if I'm being honest. The Divinus or Divinus, whatever you want to call it, is 1 in 1 million, and then the Dark Lord is 1 in 1 million as well. And as far as the chances go for these event huges, that's pretty standard for Pet Sim 99. All right, so let's go ahead and start things off like this. If you guys are really wanting to spend Robux, let's go over the game passes that you're going to need for that if you guys are going to maximize this event. And as far as magic eggs are concerned, you don't really need this game pass, mainly because it doesn't really matter if you get a golden or a rainbow of a certain pet from that egg, because it gives you the same exact either way. So you don't really need magic eggs. Double stars, you don't really need it unless you're trying to grind ranks as well, but you don't really need this game pass. Now, as far as ultra lucky goes, you are definitely going to need this game pass because it boosts your egg luck by 500%, and that's pretty massive when you're talking about an event where you need to be hatching some better pets. Same thing goes for lucky right here, because that boosts your egg luck by 200%. Huge Hunter, always a good game pass to get, but it's stupidly expensive and you don't need it to do this event effectively. The 15 egg hatch game pass is kind of obvious because you need to be opening as many eggs as possible for this event, so this is probably going to be your number one, next to these guys being number 2 and 3. Adding 15 more pets to your lineup is not really going to help you because you can only bring 15 pets in there, and most of the time, even if you're like level 5, you're going to have 15 pet slots open, so you can pretty much say no to this as well. The only thing that you guys need to be doing over here is going to your pet equips. Just make sure you got 15 of these unlocked so you can actually have the maximum amount of pets going into this event. But the same can't be said about the egg machine. You need to have as many of these unlocked as possible. From rank 15 on, you only get 1 egg per rank. So essentially, if you guys are trying to stop somewhere, stop at rank 14. All right, gamers, now that we talked about everything outside of the event, let's go ahead and jump into this bad boy and let me explain all the good stuff that this event has to offer. Now, once again, gamers, we're gonna go over the loadout here in just a little bit because there's a couple loadouts that you guys can use to really maximize this event. But for starters, let's talk about how you guys are gonna grind out this area right here. Because obviously, if you guys aren't grinding this area fast enough, you're not getting enough coins, which means you're not being able to hatch that egg for as long as possible. Before we get into the whole egg hatching thing, you guys have to decide if you guys are gonna use that auto farm game pass, or if you're gonna do a little bit of a sneaky trick that I'm gonna show you guys here, where you guys actually don't have to use that auto farm game pass. But if you guys already have it, by all means, stick that bad boy on and go hatch your egg, whichever one you guys are going for. And your boy is part of the angel team, so fist bump to all you angels out there. Check this out. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but watch this. So let's say I wanna go ahead and hatch this egg. Make sure your auto hatch is on, obviously. And here's another thing, you guys can use charged eggs if you guys are able to grind the area fast enough so that you guys can actually get back the coins that you're actually getting. We'll talk about that in the loadout in just a little bit, but for now, we'll go ahead and keep that bad boy off. So let's go and hatch this egg and we'll go ahead and chill here just for a second. Did you know that if you inch a little bit closer to the actual grinding area, you can stand inside the zone and hatch at the exact same time, and you don't have to have that auto farm game pass? So for those of you that didn't know that, you're welcome. Anyway, doing that auto farm idea is very good, but it does not let you open this egg as fast as possible, because that is technically what this event is all about. If you guys want to open this super fast, what you guys need to do is position your buy right on the E. There we go. Do something like that. That way you guys are hatching just a little bit faster than the normal everyday player. If you guys do this method here, I believe it's somewhere around 25 to 30% faster than if you guys did it without an auto clicker. Which, I mean, if you guys are hatching this egg 25% faster than the normal player, that just gives you guys a little bit of a leg up in possibly hatching a few more huges in this event. And we'll talk about these leaderboards here real quick. So if you actually are one of the top people that are actually hatching these huge pets, you guys can get a rainbow, a golden, or just a regular huge avenging griffin for absolutely doing nothing except hatching it and doing like you normally would. On this leaderboard, if you guys are getting a ton of points, aka hatching like some of those better pets, which we'll talk about here in just a second, but if you guys are dominating this, then you guys can win a free huge here as well. So obviously, hatching this egg as fast as possible is really what it's all about in this event. You know what else is kind of funny? If you guys stand right here, all the stuff freezes. You're like in a state of like nothingness. But the second you jump back up, boom, everything comes back to you. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Not sure if that's a bug or if that was planned, but hey, it's something. Now let's go ahead and talk about this board right here. And unfortunately, I am on the good team and we are getting smashed by 13 billion points. Anyways, if you guys are winning at the end of every hour, you guys get 3 bags. If you guys are losing, you guys get 1 bag. And the point system works like this. If you get a basic pet, like this one's the Avenging Griffin, you get a point. If you guys are getting a Pectangelus, you guys are getting 200 points. If you guys are getting that Divinus, you get 100,000. And if you guys actually do hatch a huge, that's worth 1.5 million points. And it's the exact same thing for the evil side. Same thing with these ones. I think that's the imp, the reindeer, whatever that is again, the imp, and then of course the huge imp giving you 1.5 million. The cool thing about this event is it doesn't look like goldens or rainbows really make a difference. Like I said before, if you guys are trying to buy those game passes, that's why this game pass is really not that important, because it lets you hatch goldens and rainbows, which apparently for this event doesn't really matter. They only care about the actual pet itself. Which brings us to our next point, the first start of this loadout here real quick. So this isn't the loadout I'm gonna use. Let's just go to this one real quick and delete these 2 items here. So for those of you that wanna rock the Super Shiny Hunter, don't waste your time because apparently it doesn't matter for this event. And the same thing goes for that Huge Hunter enchantment as well, because remember, it only affects the active huge pet, not event huge pets. And first things first, you guys wanna make sure that your pets are doing the maximum damage that they can for this particular area. I mean, this kind of goes without saying, and it's one of those dumb moments in Pet Sim, but obviously I'm just gonna explain it real quick for those of you that don't get it. You guys definitely wanna make sure you're grabbing one of the best pets for the week. You know what's really weird is that this pet has 122,000 of them that exist, and it does 14.6. But this pet has 59,000 of them that exist, and it only does 13.9 trillion. So obviously, you're gonna pick this one, and it's gonna be a lot less expensive. And of course, if you guys don't have enough money to buy either of these, just go buy a bunch of Avenging Griffins that are rainbow shiny, because there are 6.74 million of these that exist, and you can find them for dirt cheap in the trading plaza. Now next, we need to find out how much a regular huge pet can do to these breakables, just to kind of give us a baseline about how much damage we're looking at. So for that, let's go and equip my, let's see here, let's go and equip my fossil dragon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a regular chest or whatever this is, it's gonna take a regular huge pet 10 hits to break this bad boy with that demon serpent as my best stat pet. Let's click this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 hits for that one, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits for that one. Okay, so roughly between about 8 to 12 hits for a regular huge pet with no enchantments on whatsoever. Now, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go and equip a couple criticals, and then we'll put a bunch of damage on just to kind of see if there's a difference if we just max out damage. And let's see what we're looking at here. So 6, 7, 8. Wait, he does less? He does less damage even though I equipped all that damage. Okay, so clearly everybody, enchantments don't really make a difference on damage if you guys are doing the maximum amount of damage for the area, which by that, all I'm really talking about is getting the best stat pet for the area, or one that's at least close to the best stat pet. In my opinion, go grab one of these. But anyways, you guys get the idea. So now let's go ahead and unequip this bad boy, and let's just see if a Titanic, for example, does more damage than a regular huge pet. So let's take a look here. And do I have all the enchantments on? Okay, I still have all the enchantments on. Let's see what that Titanic does when I equip nothing. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay, now let's see what kind of damage he's looking at. 1, 2, 3, hang on. Beat this up. Beat this one up over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that was 7. Let's go and try this one. So that's 1 click for me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's a little bit faster than a regular huge pet. What about this big one? Break this big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the big ones. Okay, so in reality, the huge pet versus a titanic pet, there's really not much of a difference as far as breaking breakables is concerned. And that's with having, obviously, no enchantments on whatsoever. But in all reality, you guys are not gonna put a bunch of damage and criticals on this build for sure. You guys are gonna wanna have a bunch of other stuff we're about to talk about. But that's nice to see that a titanic is really not doing that much more than a regular huge pet. All that really matters is having that really good stat pet for your huges to go off of. Or if you don't have any huge pets, just make sure you're rocking something like this for an entire team. You only need 15 of them. Gamers, what I think is the most important thing that you guys need to worry about is just making sure that you can grind enough breakables so that you guys can do this. You want to be able to hatch and do charged eggs at the exact same time. Whatever you guys can do to get to this point, that's where you guys will stop on damage. So as long as you're able to do that, then you guys can equip whatever enchantment you guys want. Because obviously you guys are gonna want as much luck as possible for this event. The golden one's not really that important because you don't get any more points for getting a golden pet. So it makes more sense to do this one. But here's the best part that separates this event from the Backrooms event. You guys can actually place down flags in here. And that is a massive upgrade. Because if you guys are not doing enough damage, just put down a strength flag. If you guys don't want to rock a strength flag, put down a hasty flag, because in my opinion, this is probably going to be the best flag for this event because your pets are going to move a heck of a lot faster between breakables. If you guys are not breaking the breakables quick enough, then go ahead and do the strength flag. But in my opinion, hasty flag's got to be the way to go for this. As far as the rest of the loadout is concerned, it depends on the type of pets you guys have, obviously, but here's what I'd recommend. Obviously, it's all about hatching those pets and making sure you're getting enough coins so that you can do both of those things, right? I would say you want to do 3 of the best lucky books that you got, because after 3, they kind of diminish in value, so you're really not getting, you know, the top percentage of what those books actually give you. After that, what I'd probably recommend doing is using a corruption enchantment if you guys have that available. If you don't, I say use a super magnet, because I pretty much always use this bad boy, so you're always collecting items and stuff. That way you're not leaving some coins over here when you should be collecting everything. So I'd say definitely a magnet book, or put a magnet flag in the middle, depending on if your pets are strong enough to handle that. So I'd say this. If you guys are not doing enough damage, again, you can swap for a shiny supercharge enchantment, which is also very good. Next up, I would go with the fruity book, because it does give you 25% more damage of your fruits. But once again, if you guys got this, your fruits are going to deplete pretty darn quickly. So I would make sure that you have a little bit of a higher fruit mastery if you're going to go for that. Next up on this loadout, it's actually become one of my favorite books recently, which is this bad boy right here, the explosive enchantment. You only need 1 because you can't stack this book. This thing's great. It just gives your pets a chance to ignite an explosive, allowing them to break more than 1 breakable at a time. As you guys can see, as they're doing stuff, certain dynamite falls down and just blows up in a certain area, allowing you to break a couple at a time instead of just 1. Super cheap. You guys should be able to pick one of these up, no problem. Same thing with the fruity. It's only 145,000 right now. Now, the next thing to consider, if you're not getting enough coins, equip a fortune book. That's going to allow you to get more coins, and plus you'll be able to get some diamonds out of it as well. I would absolutely 100% use a speed book for this. Maybe 2 speed books, depending on if you guys are getting enough coins. Next up, what I would do is I would definitely be rocking happy pets. Happy pets allow your pets to go a little bit faster and they attack quicker. So very useful for an event like this. So this is a pretty decent loadout if you guys are trying to hatch eggs and get those coins at the exact same time. But once again, it completely depends on how you guys are actually breaking this and if you're able to get enough coins so that you can do both of these at the exact same time. And next up, if you guys have the auto farm, or you're doing the whole standing right here thing, that way you guys can activate your ultimate every so often. In my opinion, you guys want to do some sort of a damaging ultimate, you know, like the black hole or the nightmare or the UFO or even pet surge, really, because pet surge make your pets go a lot faster and it recharges faster than most of these ultimates. So even this is a fantastic ultimate for this area. And lastly, maybe you're not about that hatching life at all. You're like, this is dumb. I hate hatching. I only got 10 eggs. This event is stupid. Head back to the very beginning of the area. Your pets are still grinding in that final area, and just go over here to the event machine and craft your feathers or your horns into these good gifts that still sell for a whole bunch of money, and just go put these in the trading plaza or open them if you guys really want to, and that way you guys are making money there as well. Anyways, gamers, if you guys do the things that we talked about in this video, I guarantee you will maximize this event to its highest potential, because there are so many things that you guys can do for this event that'll get you guys huge pets and ways to purchase huge pets in the trading plaza. And if you like this video, then I guarantee you guys are gonna like this video right here, because YouTube says you will. And let's be honest, how many times has YouTube let you down? Click it. You know you want to. Just go and click this video. It'll help you, I promise.